It is time to understand how the power is shared in the modern democracy. See, the power sharing is an alternative to centralized governance where one authority is taking all the major decisions. Now, in the ancient times, the centralized governance was considered to be more efficient, but democracy changed the view. In a democracy, power is coming from the people, and the governance has to be inclusive, which means it should represent different groups. Now, to prevent domination by one group, the democracies, what they do is they distribute power across different institutions in the government. For example, let us try to understand the forms of power sharing. See, the democratic systems, they use different forms of power sharing. For example, we have the horizontal distribution of power where the power is shared among different institutions at the same level, which means such as the legislature, the executive and judiciary at the center or at the state level. Each has distinct powers, which means it creates a system of checks and balances, and this prevents any one institution from becoming too powerful to dominate the others. For example, the executive, which comprises of the ministers and the bureaucrats, they hold power, but they remain accountable to the parliament, or let's say the state assembly. The judiciary, right, though appointed by the executive, can hold the executive accountable. For example, in the year 2017, the Bombay High Court directed the Maharashtra government to improve the shelter homes for children, and this shows how the judiciary can hold the executive accountable. Then we have other form of power sharing, that is vertical distribution, where the power is shared between different levels of government, that is the national, the state and the local level. Now, in a federal system, the power is divided by the constitution between the central and the local government, and each has independent authority. For example, if I talk about India, in India, the power is divided between the union and the state government, and the powers, or let's say the areas in which they can make laws, is mentioned in the seventh schedule. Our neighboring country Sri Lanka, it follows unitary system, which means the central government holds all the power and can decide whether to give powers to the local government or not. I hope you understood the power sharing in modern democracies.